What a bizarre round 2 of football we just saw, Oscar.
There was value to be eaten. We didn't eat all of it.
No.
We had a few nibbles.
Yeah,
but we also missed the mark.
I'm hardly full. The show does indeed go on, however.
Yep.
We've got a fascinating round 3
sort
of ahead of us with some very, very good matchups.
Some really elite matchups and then some matchups of some teams down the bottom of the ladder who are going to be equally competitive. So, yeah, keen to try and find some value again here.
It's, Neds have got this brand new bet tracker.
Yep.
I'm keen to get a multi in that I can sort of follow along over the weekend.
Yep.
I want to start with the Melbourne Storm Penrith Panthers game, grand final rematch,
Yep.
if you will. But after that loss to the Roosters last week, Penrith are $3.10
that's
against
an
the Storm.
enormous knee-jerk reaction, I think.
What's doing?
Yeah, look, it's probably a reflection of how poor they were and also how good Melbourne have been to start the year, fresh off a bye as well. So we know what Craig Bellamy does when he's got plenty of time to prepare. I think Ryan's taken Penrith at the line in our multi this week on the Neds podcast multi. I think, there's value there. But I can't remember the last time Penrith lost 2 in a row.
Yeah, not in this sort of 4 in a row era.
Yeah,
I don't
correct.
think it's happened.
And I think the fashion in which they lost last week, we had some very honest comments from Ivan Cleary in the post-match talking about how he felt maybe they just didn't turn up with the right attitude in that game. I think if there's anything we can take away from Penrith in the last 4 years, it's that they learn from their mistakes, which is a terrifying prospect if you're Melbourne Storm this week. I'd be really concerned about how Penrith will respond. Just some of their individual errors. It wasn't a systematic problem. We know their defence is superb, but individual errors, guys like Casey McLean dropping catches, even Brian Toto would make a half break and then he'd spill the ball trying to get up to play it. So little things like that I just don't think we'll see from Penrith 2 weeks in a row. And yeah, for that reason, there's value in the line there for the Panthers here.
Penrith plus 8.5 is... one of the bizarrest betting lines I've seen in quite some time.
We haven't had a look at that for a long time.
No, but that's my first leg of my multi. Let's jump across to Saturday afternoon.
Yep.
Dolphins v West Tigers.
Yep.
Relatively even money here as we're recording on the Monday.
Yep.
I can't make sense of it. Can you help me make sense of this? Where are you?
Yeah, there's 2 games here, I think, that are pretty much even money as of the time that we're recording. Fins and Tigers, and then afterwards Titans Knights, who we'll get to in a second. Tigers fresh off a big win, 30 points, reads very nicely on the scoreboard. If you didn't watch that game, you might think, oh, nice. There's some signs there that the Tigers attack's bubbling along, which it is. But defensively and in other aspects of the game, the way they were working out a yardage and some of their options through the middle of the field and around the ruck, I think they're there to be punished this week. I think we're getting a really good price for the Dolphins, who I sat here last week and said they're a good value as an underdog. They were awful. I think we do need to reassess where Redcliffe are at this year, some of their discipline. I think we mentioned 4 play-the-ball penalties against Redcliffe.
It's just unacceptable from a first grade squad. I'm not having it. Yeah,
tell them how it is.
It's ridiculous, Wolfie. Sort it out.
I think, Wolfie's got some work to do there. They're not paying attention to the little details and tiny little 1%ers that really add up over 80 minutes. So providing we can get an improvement or a response from the Dolphins, I'm happy to be with them at $1.95 as of time of recording.
Head-to-head.
Yep.
On the bottlenose, if you will.
Yep. Nice.
I like it.
You're pleased with yourself.
Mate. I'm actually very happy with that one. Let's stick with Saturday night.
Yep.
We've got the Gold Coast Titans and the Newcastle Knights. Mm-hmm. Titans played good for about 30,
they did
25 minutes last weekend, and the Knights got the win, but you're unconvinced as well there. And I think the bookies are actually as well. Even money here again. Yeah,
pretty much even money. I think you're right. Titans played really well for about 25 minutes in round 2. Kalen Ponga played really well for about 25 minutes in round 2 also. The Knights shot out to an early lead in that one. Individual brilliance from KP. I don't know if there's a fullback in the game who can pop up in so many different spots on the field, whether it's at first receiver, tipping guys in yardage, swinging late down short sides, out of the second or third layer of a shift, even like putting kicks up and then chasing them and competing as well. He won them the game last week, the Knights. Very unconvinced with what they did outside of that 20 minutes of brilliance from KP. And then the Titans, we spoke on the podcast this week, their starts are slow, which is an issue for Des, but we saw what happened once they generated some momentum, those big bodies through the middle, and then AJ, Kinney, and JC in the second phase. There's points there as we saw. I'm happy to take the Titans at a value at this point, $1.95 again, hoping they can keep KP quiet enough to steal the win there.
I know it's only round 2. I've already got one eye on State of Origin. Is Ponga currently your Maroons number 1?
Oh, he has to be.
I don't think it's close between him and Walshy at the moment. Walshy's really disappointing me. But we've only got so much time on this little segment.
We'll save Origin chat for a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, I've got too much to say. Yep. The game that really stands out to me is actually the last game of round 3. It's Manly v the Raiders. The Raiders might be top of the table at the moment. They're pretty tied there. Yep. Pretty close. They're $2.45 against this Manly side who lost to the Waz.
Yep.
Are the bookies disrespecting the Raiders here?
Maybe a little bit, yeah. I think that $1.55 is probably priced on potential. If we get the best version of DCE and Tom Trbojevic back this week, I know Manly are expecting to have Tolu Kula and Sia Takiaho as well. So they'll be pretty much full strength here, but it's pretty hard to deny what Canberra have done to start the season. I've spoken about them for a long time. They're unorthodox or they're unrepeatable attack. They don't hit spots on the field and settle into shape like a lot of other teams do. They play a lot of eyes up footy. But the groundwork or the work they do before that is they're just a tough team. They just compete on everything.
We saw that against the Bronx.
Exactly right. Yeah, guys like Tom Starling just diving on loose balls, Big Red shooting out of the line and trying to hurt people for fun. They've always had that in them, but for the second week in a row now, they've put 30 points on the scoreboard. They're taking their opportunities, and they've won in 2 different ways as well. So, yeah, I think there's value in the line there for Canberra, and $2.45, probably happy to back them head-to-head as well.
So if you're picking a leg for this multi that I'm putting together right here, is it to cover or is it to win?
No, it's the last leg of the weekend. We've started on Thursday. If we can get through Finns Tigers into Titans Knights on Saturday, then let's just have a nice easy finish to the multi Sunday afternoon.
I'll run that one through for the punters. We've got Penrith plus 8.5, Dolphins head-to-head, Titans head-to-head, Canberra plus 4.5. You're getting 13.72.
Yeah, don't mind it.
Not bad at all. But that'll do us for another week of the Offload, Oscar. Same time next week.
See you next week.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website